Spirit Tribe, Gigi here with Spirit Readings, and I'm so glad and so happy that you're able to join me here today, taking a look at the month of May for Scorpio. So wherever you happen to have a Scorpio in your birth chart, or if you're just wanting to check in on a Scorpio, hello and welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. Now, please keep in mind that there are so many of us, so not everything may resonate, and that's perfectly okay. You can just set it to the side for someone else or for later even. You know, it may make more sense as events continue to unfold. Anything and everything is possible when we believe. So if it doesn't apply, you just go on ahead and you let her fly. No harm, no foul, no big deal. If you are new here, please keep in mind that I have had strokes. So, you know, sometimes that can really affect my memory. You know, I can struggle to find my words or even get my words out. I also have tremors, and sometimes it feels like I'm being zapped in my hands. So when that happens, I can drop whatever I'm holding, cards included. You know, it can make shuffling challenging. I struggle with my grip. I also have glaucoma, so sometimes I have to bring the cards a little closer so I can see them properly. So just bear with me, you guys. You know, the message gets out the way that it is meant to. Scorpio, you are getting a bonus in this reading. Thank you so much for running them numbers up on last month's reading. If you want a chance at a bonus in next month's reading, make sure you run them numbers up on this reading. I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Everything that you need to know about me, about this channel, including how to get a hold of me, especially if you would like a personal private reading, that can all be found in the description down below. So make sure you check that out. So, all right, Scorpio, month of May. So first of all, we are going to get a tree message from the Spirit board. Okay, Spirit, Scorpio, May 2025, tree message. Let's see. Ooh, the mighty oak tree. So, you know, the oak tree is known for its strength here, you guys. That is what it represents. So the oak tree has always been a symbol of strength, endurance, and power. The ancients revered this tree and marveled that it could withstand being struck by lightning. Holy cow! Because of this, it has become associated with the ability to attract inspiration, wisdom, and illumination. The oak represents a psychic shield against malice or jealousy from outside sources. So, you know, it also protects you, you guys, from any and all harm. No weapon formed against me shall ever prosper. In esoteric terms, it represents the wisdom that comes in the wake of spiritual growth after a trial or challenge. You know, we have to go through things, you guys. That's part of what makes us strong. You know, it teaches us to really tap into our inner strength, our inner wisdom. It is also associated with fertility. So, hey, if you're trying to get pregnant, or if you're trying to get a business up off the ground, you know, you want that fertile, abundant energy. Although the oak is a mighty tree, it symbolizes strength that is used with a light and discerning touch. So, you know, it's not brute force, you guys, kind of like the strength card in tarot. It's you know, using that your inner strength, your inner wisdom, letting that inner guidance lead you. And, you know, it's light, you guys, you know, light work. All right, let's get some tarot here for you, Scorpio, for this month of May. Now, you can look at this as being past, present, future. You can look at it as being all present, all future. You could also look at it as being the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, the end of the month. However it resonates for you personally. So, you know, make sure you're paying attention, you guys. When your spidey senses start tingling, you know, that is your intuition letting you know, hey, hey, this is for us, or nope, not quite what we are looking for, or what resonates, right? Okay, so first of all, you have the King of Pentacles coming through. I love the King of Pentacles. For me, it represents my granddaddy. You know, he was good with business. He had that business mindset. You know, he was very poor growing up, but as he grew up, you know, he eventually had his own real estate business, you guys. So this is a man that taught me to write checks when I was in kindergarten. So, you know, checks and math, you guys. So probably the only kindergartner that knew how to do that. But, you know, he's literally saying you can have your cake and eat it too. You know, you have to work on mastering. You know, we see the grapes here, you guys. And grapes can be hard to take care of, right? But he's also got a glass of wine. So, you know what? He knows how to take care of business. He knows how to handle things, you guys. You know, grown energy. His kingdom is flourishing here. You know, the old dog at his side, loyal, true, right? Believes and trusts, you know, I can just lay here and rest because I know my master is going to take care of me. I love it. Sometimes I give the King of Pentacles a little kiss, you know, since I can't kiss my granddaddy on the cheek anymore. That's as close as I can get, you guys. I know I'm a weirdo. It's okay. Okay, you also have the Seven of Pentacles coming through. So you can see she is tending her garden. She is tending those grapes with care. You know, there's wine, there's a book there, you know, knowledge, you guys. You know, probably writing down temperatures, what does work, what doesn't work, you know, a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of care. This is your blood, sweat, and tears here, you guys. You know, you're building your empire and you're building it to last and you're taking care of it. You know, you plant that seed and you're like, guess what, baby? I'm taking care of you. I will be here watering you, make sure you have everything you need. You know, and trusting and believing that everything is going to work out for your highest and greatest good here, you guys. So yes, I love it. And we have the Page of Cups coming through here for you guys as well. So, you know, pages are young energy. They are often considered messengers of the tarot. Pentacles is earth energy, you guys. It's the power of your physical body, where you're at, what you're doing, you know, paying attention to the details. Earth, you know, that's slow, you guys, you know, building over a long period of time, you know, on a strong, steady foundation. Cups is water, your element, the power of your emotions, you know, knowing that you are in control of them instead of just letting them run amok and control the situation. So, you know, creative outlets here, you guys. As you can see, she is painting. So looking at the future as a blank canvas, it's not set in stone yet. You know, you can paint whatever you want. So make it a masterpiece, you guys. You know, maybe it's a way of letting some emotions out, you know, finding a creative outlet of some sort here, you guys. You know, hobbies really do help. All right, let's see what's going on in the love department here for you, Scorpio. So this can include self, it can include family, friends, significant other, you know, it can even include your job, wherever it is that you have love, wherever it is that you are pouring love into. We do have the pineapple here for reconciliation. So, you know, if there's been distance between you and someone, and you know, it could be in any of your relationships here, you guys, you know, a time of coming back together. We do have the Bull. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. So, you know, if someone tries to bully you, you're like, I will sting you with my stinger. I ain't having that. You're gonna show me respect. And when the Bull comes out, I do feel Taurus energy. So you could have Taurus somewhere in your birth chart. You could be dealing with someone that's a Taurus or has Taurus in their birth chart. You know, maybe their stubbornness and everything, maybe you guys have been butting heads and that's the reason you haven't been getting along. Taurus is an earth energy, you know, you have 2 earth cards there, so it is very likely. But you also have heart, love, deep affection, and caring. So, you know, I feel like the heart of the matter, you know, it could have been a complete misunderstanding, you know, 2 stubborn people, you know, I'm right, no, I'm right, you know, that sort of thing. And, you know, in reality, you're both right to some degrees and wrong to some degrees, right? I mean, that's just the reality of things when you zoom out and you see the bigger picture, you guys. So, reconciliation is possible if you're open and ready for that. Love is available if you're open and ready to receive it. So, you know, some people, I think, don't realize how deep Scorpio's affection, love, and caring flow. But I knew my grandma was a Scorpio, and yeah, she could sting you, but at the same time, she loved so deeply and completely. So she was definitely a soulmate for me in this life. So losing her was really hard for me, but you know, I'm no longer in that dark period. So, you know, sometimes, you know, like that oak tree, we go through things and we do become stronger at the end, but boy, it's hard and it's heartbreaking sometimes to learn to bend without breaking. And I mean, being struck by lightning and being like, hey, yo, I'm still here, like literally the phoenix rising from the ashes here, you guys. All right, let's see what's going on in career and finances here for you, Scorpio. You know, bring me $1 million. You know, how amazing would that be if you woke up tomorrow with just $1 million sitting in your account? Like, yes, thank you, universe. All right, we do have Target coming through. So you are a goal-oriented person. I feel like you have big goals and you're smashing them. You know, I feel like you have a big goal, but you also have some smaller, more obtainable goals as well to keep you going, to keep you on point. Follow your arrow wherever it points. You know, I feel like, you know exactly who you are. You know exactly what you're capable of, what you're meant to do. You know why you're here. Like, I feel that coming in loud and clear, and you're like, I'm just going to keep smashing these goals until, you know, I'm on the other side. All right, we have the leg. Stepping into a new experience, putting your best leg, your best foot forward. You know, and look how muscular and strong that leg is. That person doesn't skip leg day right there. All right, we have the quill for get back to the basics, make things simpler and easier on yourself. You know, you can enjoy yourself and, you know, have some wine and have your cake and eat it too. And oh my goodness, crown showing up as well. Hello. Honor and respect will come to you. You know, for some, you know, you have the king. This could be your divine counterpart coming in. Maybe you meet them at work. Maybe you're business partners or something. You know, maybe you're mixing business and pleasure. Ooh, okay. Spicy, spicy. There are so many of us, so the possibilities are literally endless here. All right, let's see what's going on in life for you this month of May, Scorpio. You know, life do be life and woo, a little too hard sometimes. Okay, calm down, cards. You know, And I'll be like, hey, yo, life, pump your brakes, use some Vaseline. And life is like, nah, bro, you can handle it. And I'm like, just because I can don't mean I want to. And man, you had a whole lot of flyers like, hey, we're going to be seen and heard today. All right, you have the haystack, karma. You will reap what you have sown. So, you know, that either makes you feel really happy, really excited, or a little, oh gosh, you know, depending on what you have been putting out there, you know, because what you put out goes out. It picks up steam, you know, tenfold even, and comes back to you. So if you don't like what's been coming back at you, you know, be like, okay, I need to reevaluate some things, you know, and make sure I'm putting good out so good comes back to me tenfold. All right, you do have the owl, good advice from a wise person. So, you know, and I feel like you're going to be open and ready to receive whatever this advice is. You know, maybe it's someone who has been watching the events unfold and it's like, you know, each of you were right to some degree and wrong to some degree, but, you know, are you really going to let it just destroy the whole relationship? All right, we have the bird flying. News is on the way. It is coming in. You know, we do have the messenger there as well with that page of cups. So I feel like this is good news, and I feel like it's wise news as well, like something that's going to help you grow on multiple levels here, you guys. You also have the dog, protection from a powerful friend. So, you know, you are under the umbrella of someone very powerful. You know, they've extended their umbrella of protection to include you as well. So, you know, let that bully try. I mean, you have a whole support system that's going to be like, you ain't getting my Scorpio friend or my Scorpio person. You know, you may not even have to sting him. Someone else may get him before you even have the chance. All right, let's get a message from the moon. The moon is all about changes in our lives. You know, the moon herself goes through her changes, her cycles, her phases from new to full, and she is beautiful, wonderful, and amazing in whatever phase she happens to be in, and so are you. So let's get a message from Mama Moon here for Scorpio this month of May. Now, I will read from the book a little bit with this one because it has a companion stone or metal, and it also gives an affirmation. So I feel like you guys should know those. Okay, so let's see what we have. First of all, we have a number 30, the snow moon for purity. Let you see the card there. Lots of snow. We also have a 21, waning gibbous 5 for resilience. I do feel like you guys are very resilient, you know. It's kind of giving 10 of Wands energy just because of how she's bent over and carrying all that weight. But, you know, at the same time, I feel like you guys are carrying things that you can actually handle. Like, I feel like you've set down heavy burdens that really aren't yours to carry in the first place. Like, you have discernment, you know, okay. So the snow moon, purity, companion stone or metal is clear quartz. Look for the simplest and cleanest solution. So, you know, getting back to the basics, you guys. Understand your motives for doing what you are doing. Be as clear as possible in your communication. And the affirmation, I know why I do what I do. Ooh, okay, one more time. I know why I do what I do. you. You know that you know that you know, you guys. Like, you are taking care of business. You are handling things with grace and ease, even if it may not feel like it at the time. All right, 21. Waning gibbous 5 for resilience. Companion stone or metal is azurite. Making mistakes builds resilience. I have learned my lessons from the mistakes I have made. I stand strong. I am an adult and I act with self-responsibility. Okay, I mean, those could be affirmations in and of themselves right there. But the affirmation, I am strong and resilient. Yes, one more time. I am strong and resilient. You know, maybe that's the oak tree's roots right there. You know, all that strength is within you, you know, and leading and guiding you, you guys. So yes, I love it. Love that energy. All right, let's get an animal tarot message for you guys here. Who wants to be your spirit animal guide this month of May for Scorpio? Let's see, Scorpio, month of May, spirit guide. Okay, I am feeling... Okay, you're getting 2 because they're like, we're coming out together, bro. You're taking both of us. So, all right, you have the 3 of Autumn, the miniature poodle dog. Okay, and look at that big blue ribbon right there. Your most satisfying and profitable career comes from following your passions, listening to your heart, and doing what brings you joy. Your life purpose is best fulfilled by allowing your talents and true self to shine forth out into the world. Yes, you guys, love that. You also have the 5 of Autumn, the manatee. So focusing upon the negative or worrying about money or your career can block your progress, totally robbing yourself there, blocking your blessings from coming through. Because your trust and faith are at a low point right now, it's not the best time to start your own business or become self-employed. So, you know, I feel like if that's something that you're wanting to do, as you're working through things, you're releasing, you're letting go what no longer serves you, you guys. And, you know, as you do that, you're becoming stronger, you're becoming wiser and becoming better instead of bitter. So, you know, it could be a time for it after, you know, you've done some work here. All right, let's get a language of flowers message here for you this month of May, Scorpio. Let's see what else you need to know here. You have the Lenten rose for protection. Not the first time protection has come up. Conserve what you have. Save a little. You know, a rainy day fund here, you guys. You know, and that's not just money. That's your time. That's your energy. So, you know, protect all of it. You know, the very heart of who you are. All right, let's get a fairy dust message. Let's see what the fairies want you to know this month of May. Okay, we have lead the way. Take the reins today. Others will follow if you lead the way. So, you know, being called to be a leader, okay, you know, that could be in any aspect. I feel like you're also called to be a healer. Now, that won't be for everyone, but I do feel, you know, Spirit saying some are really called to be a healer or even a protector, a provider. So, you know, things like that, you guys. So you may find that you fall into one of those roles, you know, the leader of your own pack even. All right, Scorpio, your bonus is coming from the Answer is Simple Oracle. So let's see how we can make the answer a little more simple for you this month of May, Scorpio. Let's see what we have. Ooh, okay, number 60, blow off some steam. Like I said, you guys, I feel like you need some kind of creative outlet, you know, for when you feel like the top's just about to blow off, you know. Maybe you're pushing your thoughts and your feelings down. Maybe you're trying to fit yourself into a box that you are not meant to be in. You know, I know sometimes we have to do things in order to have certain things or do certain jobs, you know, and it can be difficult, but I feel like you need an outlet. Maybe it's boxing, maybe it's punching a bag, maybe it's going to the gym, maybe it is painting, maybe it's unwinding with a glass of wine and watching your show, or listening to music. You know, it could be so many different things because there's so many of us. So do what you can, you guys, to blow off some steam here. Yes. All right, Scorpio, these are your messages. I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, please leave me a comment down below. Let me know. Make sure you smash the heck out of that like button. You know, run them numbers up for a chance at a bonus in your next month's reading. If you haven't already and you find you keep coming back here, please subscribe to the channel, you guys. That truly means so very much to me. I love growth. I love expansion. I love being able to interact with you guys. And, you know, you are part of the teamwork that makes the dream work here. So, you know, I wouldn't be able to keep doing this without all of you. So May is May flowers. It's time to bloom. So, you know, we've soaked up all that good rain from April, right? So maybe for some you're like, I want it to bloom on my love life, all of my relationships, even the one I have with myself, you know, extending over into my career even, you know, because those are relationships too. Or maybe you're wanting it to bloom on your career and finances. Or if you're like me, I'm like, come on and bloom my whole life, everything working together as a whole for my highest and greatest good. That is what I want. You know, I want it to bloom across the board here, you guys. So, all right, I hope that you all have a wonderful month of May. From the bottom of my heart, I love and appreciate each and every single one of you, and I want to say thank you. Blessed be, namaste, and goodbye.